we're back once again on the PPC. My name is Marlo. With me, Kresnik TV, the man, the voice, the tech caster.
Yeah, definitely.
You ready? Yeah,
no, I'm always ready. I had to make sure I was unmuted. I thought you were gonna. I mean, you piled so many accolades on me last week. I honestly thought you were just gonna keep going. I was just like, all right, I'll do my sad little tasks until Merlot finishes.
We're gonna bring it down.
Me up here. We're gonna. Okay, I'm good. I wanna pull it back just a little bit with how much you were trying to gas me up in the weeks before. But yeah, we are here, week 9 of the PPC. Been going on for almost over 2 months now at this point with this phase, and these teams are kind of starting to shake out in different places, I think, but a lot of the regions still really contested, and I think this matchup, ClownFiesta Interstellar, is one that could also be in that exact same lane.
Absolutely. Right now, we saw that the difference in team and also, potential per se is not that distinguished. Like, of course, you have those, super well strong and well-posted teams, like, for example, Pickle Peppers. But we saw last week some of those matchups were really into a tight spot, were really, really hard and close together. So it's not really well-defined who's going to take, the crown, who's going to be on to the, top 5th, top 4, maybe teams or whatever. But yeah, lots of room for improvement. We still have a patch in a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, if I'm correct. And that, that's going to shake things up a little bit. So, more opportunities to actually get some points, understand the meta, maybe implement a new kind of meta to actually try, to get the upper hand. So, yeah, to be honest, I was like looking for a very clear-cut kind of tournament, but it turns out it's not that as well. Like, it's completely different. It's still onto the board right now.
Yeah, very, very blurry in the middle, and I think teams want to try to get themselves as far away from that as they can, because, like you said, with that patch coming up, you don't want to be close to other teams that could potentially knock you into the relegation area when a patch comes out, right? You don't want to be the team that picks up after the changes a little bit slower than other teams and then lose when you maybe feel like you should be belonging just a little bit higher up there. But right now we are going to be heading into ClownFiesta versus Interstellar. Map 1 will be coming up shortly, but we have to do picks and bans first, and we can, if you want, while I get that set up, Merlo, you can talk about the map bans for both these teams.
Yeah, we saw bans for ClownFiesta. It's going to be Eins Mines and Frog Island. Onto the Interstellar team is going to be Wardens and Bazaar, and Splitstone Quarry. Yeah, Splitstone Quarry is going to be the first map that is going to be chosen, for our first game. Let's see what's going to happen. Of course, we saw Splitstone, times and times again. Meave, super strong pick. Some people like to run snipers. Some to run Victor. Others, they just ban over and over those very agile and mobile pick. Of course. But yeah, and of course, since we're in EU, Ruckus is going to be the first one to go. We saw him times and times again. Extremely powerful. That trade potential. You go in against 2, maybe 3 people, you take 1, you take 2, you die because Ruckus is going to die. But in the meantime, that's a lot of pressure that you just got. Strix is going to be our first ban, Corvus, then of course, it's going to be Meave, the second one. Yeah, understandable. Janus coming up, so Vivian and, of course, Victor are going to be the 2, the juicy picks that we're going to see probably.
Yeah, it's interesting to see Viv go by. I feel like she is still pretty impactful on this map, and kind of would expect her to at least be in the ban column, but Ruckus higher priority here. And Nara will be the pickup for Interstellar paired with Androxus. So a little bit of verticality, a little bit of that point control coming out from them. ClownFiesta now don't have that, but they'll get the Barrack instead. Interesting to see that. Pair that with the damage so they can maybe win in the trade that way, and they'll also fit in the Grover. So they have the double support lineup, something that Pickled Peppers played a lot with this exact combination, but now the damage from the Barrack hopefully makes up for it. Personally, not where I tend to lean when it comes to point tank choices, but we've seen it work. We'll have to see if Interstellar gets any more hit scans that can maybe put even more pressure onto him.
True. This is the second time, actually, we saw Barrack with, inside Splitstone Quarry. And the last time that they played it, it was, again, with Genos. So, that damage boost coming up. And, of course, it's going to be probably tinkering, to get that DPS to actually shoot down that Androxus. And also Willow coming into play. So I really see that hit scan focus that is going to be important for ClownFiesta to get those picks down. Victor, of course, Willow, great AoE effect and damage. Inara is going to be a point tank. She's going to be super strong. Eevee, the one that's going to go back and forth again with, with those blinks with Buck. So basically you have super mega hyper potential onto that backline, and Victor is not going to be a fun game for him, especially if, you have a Buck, he refills, at full HP, you have Grover onto the distance, Barrick, and onto the other side, you just have Molzamba and Victor to kind of try to, shoot them down, etc. I see, they're very well balanced. I'm not so sure about the Barrick, of course, as a tank. But yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, just looking at the lineups that they have, I think the ClownFiesta comp definitely looks like they're the team coming into this with confidence, right? They're coming in here and they're saying, this is the kind of draft that we do when we just think we're going to outskill you, right? We're going to be able to just win the game off of our just flank dominance, right? We're going to try to run you down, but having a Victor and having a Willow might make it a little bit harder for them to actually, I think, get onto them. If they play on top of each other, they can have that anti-heal to stop the Buck, to slow him down a little bit, make things a little bit harder for him. They have just the raw damage from the Victor to burn through the Eevee's small little health pool, but we can head into the game, and we can take a look at exactly how things are going to shake out on Splitstone Quarry.
So it's not going to be tinkering, so they're not going to go with that extra damage. It's going to be more of a classical build. That's pretty okay. I mean, makes sense against Victor, Willow, all that kinds of damage coming, onto the high house. It's going to be a lot of verticality right there.
Yeah, one of the things about tinkering is it makes you do, nowadays, it makes you do less, but your fall off is slightly better. The reason I mention tinkering when Genos is in the picture is when you pair it with the damage boost, it's like it used to be. Still a little bit worse, but it's close enough to what it used to be. But we'll have to see. The Fortify will be totally fine. It'll help him survive this double back line and buy time until his flankers can get back there and make the difference.
Indeed, let's see what's gonna happen right now with the first game of the day. The first blood coming up very, very fast with Ninu. Onto the other side, they're gonna try to find those kills right now. Yeah, of course, you see Willow inside the house. Inara is gonna be the next one to go down. And right now, seems that the composition from ClownFiesta is working pretty nice.
Yeah, that was an immediate kill. I'm shocked that he fell that quickly. It must have been an air shot, honestly, onto Enviel by Ninu to make sure that happened right now, with everybody sitting back and holding this space, afraid to cross this Kappa. They just need their whole team here to do it, but this flank pressure is going to apply so much to them. You can already see them trying to fight Alex, still doesn't fall, and Ninu just wants to catch Enfield again. A great air shot will find it.
Nice. And of course, that back and forth that we mentioned before, she's able to actually go in and be extremely painful, extremely annoying. That's another kill coming up. The percentage, of course, onto the point is not going fast enough, but you don't need to be fast when you get so many kills, in so little time.
Yeah, when they're just bullying them out this hard, it's definitely been functioning great here. And look at this, just this combination between these two. Ninu and Alex are just running rampant on the back line here. Excentra now comfortable to sit on the point, and ClownFiesta will kind of run away with this first capture. Great performance by how they synced that up. Both the flankers controlled that high ground and made it so that Victor and Willow, Andrew didn't slow them down, so the two backlines couldn't do it alone.
You know the song, and they won't stop coming, and they won't stop coming, and they won't stop coming. That's exactly what's going to happen right here, because, they're dying one by one, and the difference is going to be huge, because, of course, this is going to be, the first elbow. Plenty of time still to defend, but of course, if you lose so many people outside your spawn, you don't have much time left onto the last straw of the push. So right now, that's a nice kill for Willow right there. She had to use an ultimate, followed up right now with the Androxys. They're going to get going strong. They're going to go at it. They're trying to take that Eevee, but she's going to be safe thanks to Barrick and that cover, and they actually traded kills right now.
Yeah, I'm surprised they were able to stabilize there. I thought Barcode was super overextended before, but he managed to make it work and almost actually gets 2 off of it. But all that sustain between the Buck and the Grover will keep them up for now with a small disengage. But they have this high ground. They can try to abuse it, but their spawns are a little bit slower right now. Barcode still not up with everyone coming back, but they give up that 4v4. They're just not confident in dueling the two flankers that ClownFiesta brought to the party.
Indeed, they're going to wait a little bit longer right now. Actually, Moldamba is doing a great job keeping the team alive. Even though, with all that damage coming onto the sides, we still have an ultimate coming up from right now on Droxus. No kills to be found, that's for sure. But yeah, there was a little bit of pressure coming on onto that PL. First 2 kills are going down onto the other side. Of course, you see, yeah, it's still a little bit of damage. They're trying to get the Buck, but Buck refills a little bit faster right now.
That was so much burst healing onto Alex, too. He looked fine, and then just Generous and Grover hit him at the same time, and he was all the way back up. But great play by Snaze, walling himself in the corner to counteract that dome shield, kind of wasting Excentra's ultimate. But Bolka finds value in his stop, and BK falls, and now they have to die on this cart.
Indeed, great sniper right there. Of course, that's a lot of value. It's going to come Barik right now versus the Inara, and there's going to be a pause.
Yeah, we'll head back out to us. And right now, I mean, Interstellar, just with the way the respawns are, they don't have their Willow, they don't have their Victor, so they're just going to be trying to die on point. I highly doubt that Enviel on this Andro, especially since he's literally in the spawn door, can make too much of a difference here. Just Snaze trying to buy time. But the problem here is, yeah, your tank should be delaying cart, right? Snaze is still the only person on their team, since they are solo tank, that can contest the objective when it gets a little bit closer. So by putting Snaze on the cart and delaying, it's the right call, but this last hold becomes significantly harder. Honestly, they might just have to spend an ultimate to hold it, but they don't have anything else. Actually, funnily enough, guess what? Only person in the entire game with an ultimate on the side of Interstellar, it's Snaze. They don't have any resources if they want to actually hold and try to make this a 1-1.
And if it were, of course, ClownFiesta right now, I would use all my resources, all my ultimates, because Buck, of course, is going to fall down a little bit, into the late game. So as soon as you can get, that 2-0 right off the bat, you're going to be in a very successful advantage. And we're going to see if that's going to happen. Meanwhile, again, takes another kill. The cart, basically, the payload is going to go down pretty easily, pretty moving. And that's going to be the first 2-0 of the day.
Yeah, so what happened right before we got back in from the pause was Enviel actually got rooted in the spawn door trying to peek out and just get a little bit of damage, maybe to have an ultimate to spend, but trying to save Snaze got him caught out. He just died and couldn't help them now. 1-6 now on Enviel, really struggling, it seems, to find what he wants out of this Androxus, but as the only flanker in a team that's kind of getting run at by two flankers, it's tough, right? You just kind of have to hope you can slow them down and make enough of a difference in the game overall.
Indeed, like, you have so much, of course, potential from the other team. It's going to be hard for him. At least, another thing that I saw was a little bit of a mechanical mistake with that ultimate from Androxus. He was not able to actually get a kill or two from the house. And that's a problem, because right there, you had the perfect spot to just basically go behind them, and get those kills. But you didn't, so right now you're going to fall off very heavily against the enemy team. And let's see what's going to happen from Alex and Ninu. We see onto the other side right now. Will trying to do a little bit of pressure, a little bit of snipe, coming down, hard firing onto the enemy Genos. That's going to be huge. That's going to be a great advantage right there.
Yeah, they got that first little pick because of it. And also getting Crunchy helps a lot, so no healing left. But look at this point-blank barrage. You don't see that every day, and it'll get Alex killed.
That's gonna be, very aggressive. I don't know what they did to him, but he went guns blazing and he went hard. Right now, they got the point thanks to comeback mechanics. They're gonna go straight ahead and try to, block them a little bit. Maybe take a kill, maybe two. Depends on if Buck, wants to die or not.
Yeah, a little bit of a bait there, actually. Almost ended up catching them out here, but now Alex is gonna try to clean up. This is a great fear, but there's enough resilience to keep Barcode alive, and he'll just trade his life away.
Indeed, that was pretty bad for Victor right there. But right now, the kills are coming. Bucks, still doing that pressure over and over and over. Accompanied by the Eevee right there. They still have an ultimate, so they can basically use it. But as you can see, it's impossible to pin her down. She's incredible right now. And that verticality on Splits on Quarry, that's huge. They're completely squeezed off inside the respawn. And, just like a beast getting kills over and over and over.
Yeah, he's all over them right now. That's what Eevee can do on this map, and partially why Maeve was banned, because she can kind of do the same thing, more or less, but this is a good hold when you have your Barrack standing on their high ground. Has to go all the way around, and actually willing to spend the Dome Shield for this, so he must be charging his ult pretty quickly, but here comes the cleanup, and Polka doesn't need it, gets it himself.
Man. There you go, cleanup crew right there. And of course, you still have the Eevee ultimate. You still have the possibility of pinning them down. ClownFiesta right now dominating the entire map. 1 minute to go, but it's not gonna be enough if it goes that way. Of course, she's gonna chase down the Moldamba thanks to Barrack. That's a double kill right there onto the back. And there you go. They completely got stomped out and, completely smashed them. They're gonna time out the Snails, and yeah, Inara, if they take the kill right now, that's going to be, super, super huge.
Damba's pocket potential will keep her in the fight, though, plus the wall from Snaze. Good to keep him in this fight, but still only 30 seconds left. The card has really barely moved, and this verticality is going to let them kind of abuse him from behind. If they walk in up front, Nino just goes above them, or maybe they just catch Barcode completely alone.
And there you go, Barcode goes down, and yeah, they're gonna go with 20 seconds. It's not enough, and Drux is probably the next one if they aim correctly. They're trying to find, that spot. They don't see him. They see him now. They go with the AoE, and they're just going to squash him out inside the house. 7 seconds, and this is going to be a pretty good defense from ClownFiesta.
Yeah, for sure. ClownFiesta just saying, hey, listen, we know that you won that mid, but we don't think it should have gone that way, so we're going to play like we're on the offense anyway as they run them all the way down. Shoutouts to Barcode, though. I mean, even with the way his team's been looking here, he's still topping the damage charts without a Genos on his side, 82,000, but Ninu kind of screaming away from the rest of his team here with 63k for him on that Eevee, a character that doesn't necessarily add up damage that quickly, but he's not only is he basically cleaning up every single kill, he's also the one who's doing the damage to get them in the first place.
Yeah, like, he basically is pressuring them into going into those corners. And of course, if it's not her, to take the kill, you still have the buck onto the other side. You still have Genos, with through time and space. And time again, we saw how much potential they have. They go for the kill, and then they take the point. And actually, the strat is working pretty nicely.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely been functioning for them as they hold here, though. But look at this. They're trying to catch out Excentra again. They even fear him, but he's behind a shield, and they spend all these ultimates, but don't find anything. He's just running away.
That was a little bit unfortunate, but Alex, of course, onto the other side right now, taking those 2 kills. And as I said before, that's a sick combo. You still have the EVD, you still have the buckle. Look at the mobility. There goes another kill. And right now, she can basically fly over and block them into the spawn.
That was just an unreal shot by Ninu hitting the Willow flying away. I'm just in shock. It didn't matter. It was just a cleanup, but he's just out here playing Kovacs, honestly, while everyone else is trying to play Paladins. Here comes the Fate Flight to maybe get in, but they have a big distance to cross.
Indeed, that was insane, but right now, Ninu's still taking those kills against the Victor. Onto the other side, Willow completely alone. She cannot out-damage, the heals coming up from Grover, and that's going to be probably the match point right there and then.
Yeah, I think they have the overtime maybe, but it's not going to end up mattering at the end. Boca just setting off the fireworks on the objective as ClownFiesta get their first point of this set in this game against Interstellar. Definitely looking like the stronger team, I would say, between them, but I don't think that's a surprise to anybody when ClownFiesta looked like they were going to be a dominant force heading into this phase in the first place.
And Eevee right now, coming into these weeks as the dominant pick for so many teams. So right now, with Wormhole, she really, pushes through. She's really annoying, hard to pin her down. And of course, you ban Meave, but then you got Ninu. The damage is insane on that flanker.
Oh yeah, for sure. Eevee, surprisingly enough, I mean, cleaning up all of that. We don't normally see it again, like I said before, but Ninu is just on another level. He was just built different from day one, honestly, with that. So ClownFiesta go away with it. Also, surprise, Cruncy really keeping up on damage on this Grover here. We know that the poke can be good, but he's kind of diving in. He's willing to get aggressive with them, and it makes up for not having another tank. You have that extra bit of healing, and he's still putting out enough damage. Hey, even topping the net worth in the entire game for his team.
Indeed. Well, this game is very telling, of course, of what's going to happen, in the next few matches, probably. Because, of course, the difference was huge. I think Interstellar still has a chance to, get back, come back, and try to do a nice reversal if they find, their specific map, if they're comfortable with those maps, with those picks. We need to see if something is going to change, of course, into the next pick and ban phase. And it really shows that English is my second language. I'm sorry. Happens from time to time.
But yeah, I'm excited for the pinks and bans too, whenever that does end up happening.
Pinks and bans, yeah.
No, and Jaguar Falls is going to be the next map.
Jaguar Falls. Okay, so right now, a little bit of more of a standard map. I think they can play it pretty well. Of course, we're going to see some ROM, stuff like that. Eevee is going to be a big question mark. Are they going to ban her? Is she going to get picked again? Will she be able to actually get those kills? Lots of questions.
Eevee on Jaguar Falls. Oh, and never mind. Eevee on Jaguar Falls, honestly, a lot of the time, isn't necessarily a common pick. She's playable for sure, but not exactly what you'd want as a priority, I would say here on this map, as now we head into the picks and bans, as I've remembered to clear the previous ones. That was not a preview at what you're saying here, but not normally a pick here. It can function fine, but I think you need a comp that really kind of wants to get aggressive and follow up. Otherwise, the EV can just get walked at a little too easily or predicted when she tries to blink around those corners. Indeed.
We're going to see what's going to happen when the next couple of bans. Of course, Ruckus is gone. You don't want to play against him, especially in EU. Genesis is going to be the next one. Of course, pretty standard, pretty basics. But that means that Corvus is still in the pool. Rom is going to get banned. That's okay. You know, that's a huge map for him, especially with the, with those straight corridors. So Corvus gets out of the pool. That means that Ashe is still available, and Nara is still available. Those two super safe picks that you want to start with. And it's going to be Atlas. That's good. That's good too.
Yeah, that's an interesting start. I get it. I think Atlas is pretty powerful. You run him with Deja Vu on this map. You can go around corners. I still don't like Big Shield. I'm going to say that probably twice a week, every week. But I don't really love Big Shield. Until they eventually stop running it. It's not going to happen. But just having that around the corner pressure with it can help quite a bit. I do find it interesting that ClownFiesta banned both pockets, because you know that both aren't going to get through when they don't ban the other, so you can maybe get one, but they just wanted to go in a completely different direction, and Nara Willow, I guess, is a pretty different direction, especially from what we saw last game from them.
I still have, Victor available, still have, Vivian available for picking. Maldamba is going to be your next killer to keep the Atlas up. It's still got Terminus, so many good picks, and Droxus is going to be the next one. That's okay. You can still use them. The verticality, you can still, reset your step as soon as you get onto the... What? That's going to be a Makoa. Okay. So last time, actually, I didn't cast the game when Makoa was picked. I guess it was Dolson. And Dolson was shocked as well. Can you explain why?
No, but seriously, it's decent into the Androxus. You can catch him through his reversal, catch him out. Also, potentially, maybe just being used into the Atlas as well, if you can hook him right before he gets the second chance off. Just the timing of the stun of the Dredge Anchor hitting them can end up following up in a kill for you, but Fernando... to end things here. So no Barrack for Interstellar. They want that shield. They want that kind of team enabling that Nando can bring to the table for you, especially on a map where you can just get people saved through the walls, right? And they'll get Victor over Vivian on Jaguar Falls, which is, to me, a very interesting pick as their DPS to complement the team.
Yeah, indeed. And that's the second time that they prefer to go with Victor instead of Vivian. Even though she's open, she's still super strong in the meta right now. She's still, a preferred pick. But they just feel more confident, with that burst damage. So that's okay. Meave, of course, since you don't have Cassie onto the other side to kind of, mend that ultimate, to kind of stop a little bit of that Meave action, that Midnight is going to be so much powerful, You still have Ying, as damage dealer and a heal bot. You still got Willow. I think the core team from ClownFiesta and the core mechanic is going to come from this Makoa. If Makoa, takes the kill or takes the healer or takes Androxus out of the sky, you have a free kill, basically.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Agreed. If the hook connects with a good team, it's going to end up following a something enemy. It's K Cruncy. It's K Cruncy on this Makoa. He's going to be playing it phenomenally for sure. We'll slide into the game here between the two of them, check out some talents and other things like that. The interesting thing for me about the Makoa is going to be whether it's Half Shell, whether it's Leviathan. For me, off-tank Makoa, I don't know what it's going to be, actually, straight up, because it could be Levy. You could use that to kind of make that space, and that is the direction that Cruncy's willing to go, also kind of focusing on shell spin resets and the shell spin distance to dive in and go for kills that way. Combine that with a Maeve, especially with Alex piloting it, going to be insane there for sure. Go in, hook someone, get one cap regular combo on them, and they're probably not walking away.
Indeed. I'm just excited to see, because this is going to be a good one. Right now, of course, they're going to run straight up. We still have, have left and right. We're going to decide what to see. Fernando right there. Oh, he is onto the back line. Nobody's going to, take him. That's going to be the first blood. Very easy, very fast. Clear execution right there. Let's see what's going to happen to the others, because that's just a kill. Anything can change.
For sure, but look at Interstellar. They're just completely pushed out already, and if they want to re-peek, it's going to be into a hook. Narrowly missed by Cruncy with them being held out here. But they have enough damage to potentially bully him out. He has all of his cooldowns here, just enabling his team. I want to look at maybe where they refight this from. Snaze trying to flank, trying to surround them, but kind of alone and now getting dove in. Barco just dies again to the dive.
Super crazy right there. Of course, we saw Makoa going in. Atlas is not going to be able to actually get him. The objective got captured in less than, less than a minute right there. They went straight in. There was no contesting at all, and they are going to suffer it pretty badly. Ooh, nice wall right there. Nice wall right there. They're going to go for the kill. My God, that was clean.
Yeah, that was perfectly placed by him to follow up on that here. Shield might slow things down, but look, hey, look, a dive comp doesn't care about the big wall. They're going to go in, they're going to kill Barcode, and Cruncy's going to walk away with his life, too.
Atlas right now just, praying not to get killed, but they're just stomping. They're going hard. They're moving in a way that it's impossible to counteract. They're, like, going at it, and there's no counterplay right there. There's nothing.
I just want to remind you that they willingly chose Victor, a character that doesn't really handle dives that well, into this, so I feel like maybe, again, Vivian can maybe have at least made the hooks harder to hit. I guess it's Cruncy, but play off of any advantage you can get. Another hook onto Barcode and another cleanup by Alex.
And that's a double kill right there. They're going to go for the triple if, of course, Androxus gets up. That's going to be a very fast 2-0 right there. ClownFiesta looking super mint, super fresh right now.
Yeah, by the way, Cruncy, probably the biggest enabler for that, getting out damaged by the Maldamba on the other team. That's just, you run Makoa for the hook, that's what he does the best at. He's able to go in, find that, and get away even. This Ebb and Flow 4 build that he's bringing to the table is definitely a different look at Makoa and how you want to play him, but it makes sense with Leviathan. When you spend your Ancient Rage, you get resets on your cooldown, so you can get effectively 3, maybe even 4, depending on the timing of that internal cooldown uses of that movement ability, making Makoa very hard to stop when he wants to get aggressive.
Indeed, and we saw before, like, Atlas tried a little bit to actually get him after that kill, but he was, just moving around, spinning back and forth. Impossible to actually pin down, and that's pretty telling of the situation with ClownFiesta. Let's see what's going to happen right now into the next round. They're moving, they're still, got the point, they still have that control. Atlas is going to be all by himself, no way to actually get that Willow, even though you're a victor, and right now it's going to be a fair trade 1-on-1. The fear's going to come up from Makoa, and yeah, Makoa is going to be there, actually still. Make a little bit of walling right there.
Yeah, perfect shot by Bolka, actually cleaning up on Enfield, who tried to dive him in the back line, so damage on Ying just enough with the way they're holding this, but they lost all their DPS. The Ying damage definitely is decent, but not enough to make up for it as Cruncy tries to dive, and he'll get the ult, might find Barcode also.
And there you go. You're gonna challenge Makoa. You better be ready, because right now he's waiting it out, for a double kill. Of course, Mulzamba was dead, but those little things, you gain time, you gain tempo, and that's the important thing going to the respawn timer,
Yeah, look at this too. They're not giving it up. The Damba thought they were going to be done, so they taunted, but they just gave up so much space here. Another dive from Cruncy, another kill on Barcode. He just cannot handle the pressure from this Makoa. Not picked as often, but maybe we should be seeing it more, as they're forced to use their Temporal Divide in their spawn door. That means 20 seconds of effectively no utility just to walk outside 2 steps.
Is this 2018? Makoa is calling back right now, because we saw him, times and times again as a first ban, actually, or a first pick, and then he fallen a little bit, but yeah, like Nunu just going in deep right now, getting kills over and over and over with Alex, the magic duo right there. Like, they're going hard at it. They don't even care about Androxus. They just go for it.
What a lord of this game. Ninu is just impossible to stop right now on this Willow. I'm surprised this character's not being picked in all the regions more. Definitely found its place here in EU, though. Forcing out, I like the use of this forcing out the Immortal. Once the team actually gets back, now they won't have to worry about that if they start snowballing this card to go in.
Indeed, right now we're going to see the Androxus is going to try a little bit onto the other side. They actually took the Inara. That's going to, gain them a lot of time, a lot of tempo going in, and probably Makoa is going to be the next one. So that's a pretty nice defense right there. Of course, they used the tons of ultimate. Like the fact that Fernando had to pop it, it's so telling. It's still going to be huge coming on to the next round. So right now, ClownFiesta, they can chill out. They can go easy, wait for the next, match, next push, next whatever, and they are going to be able to win it because, those ultimates are coming up right now.
Yeah, we'll see what they want to spend, because they could do it just a snowball. Venture nothing gained, I guess, as they hold him up here with Interstellar. Ult actually used kind of early. They saw they were clumped up, but no kills, just some damage that they might be able to heal back up.
Indeed, right now they're going in. The Midnight is going to be popped off. That's a fear, and that's going to be a kill onto the Makoa. Pretty huge. Ooh, nice dash up. Oh, that was pretty nice. Airborne. And yeah, that's going to be a nice defense right there. But we expected that, actually.
Yeah, for sure. With the way they were fighting it with the Andro there, the Atlas there. Look at that, though. Look at Xentra making it onto the point and just getting absolutely torn apart from full to done pretty quickly. But ClownFiesta now, they managed to hold on to a little bit of it. They still have the Faith Light, the Ancient Rage, and they're going to have the Illusory Rift. We know how potent of a pairing Faith Light plus Illusory Rift can be. You have a Willow in the sky who can't really be hurt. The little bit of chip that Barcode's going to be doing to him at that range won't really stick when that healing is coming in from that ultimate. So great combination. We'll definitely see how aggressive they're willing to get with it. And you can also tell, looking at this, how much Barcode is struggling into them. Maybe we should have seen, honestly, you know what? If there was ever a place for Cardio Victor, maybe this was it. Maybe this was the little bit of healing plus the DR on sprint that would have helped them survive these crazy dives by Crunchy. Madness,
Krasnicker. You're spitting the. We're not ready for this kind of truth. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not ready at all. But as I said before, and as you said before, that was a nice defense. But onto the other side, you still have the possibility for those ultimates, and they're gonna use them pretty soon because right now they still got control of the point. We got Willow, going airborne right now. She's gonna snipe as soon as the shield comes down. They're ready to go. You just need to wait the right spot, the right moment. Yeah, they're cornered. Watch out for the Makoa going in. That's a lot of damage that's gonna come in. Fernando shut down, of course, onto the other side, and Drux is gonna be the next one. And there you go. They just got to the point. 60%. Atlas is gonna be the next one to go. And we say bye-bye to him.
Yeah, with the timing of these deaths, I really don't know if they're gonna get back in. Barcode, you can see now they're trying to go through. They have the Immortal, but it won't let Enviel get through all this damage fast enough, and ClownFiesta, they're just using this just to hold on. ClownFiesta run away with map number 2. Interstellar's pick, but it just wasn't enough to help them stabilize.
And that's gonna be in the bag right there. Sorry, Mick kind of popped off randomly. But yeah, super fast game, super strong game right there. And we saw the Makoa. I wasn't not expecting that kind of execution. And it was super clean. It's perfect. Onto the other side, so many great plays from both teams. The Atlas, of course, with the rewind, airborne. Onto the other side, we saw Inara actually with that wall getting that kill and basically enabling a snowball effect from her entire team. And if we look at the damage numbers, pretty square across the board. But then again, Ninu, 63k is not telling of the damage and the pressure that he was able to actually get to his team. Like, he was an enabler for sure.
Yeah, I think the KDAs will be a little bit more telling about how that game really was going for them. 13-4 for Ninu. That looks a little bit more right. Barcode also struggling on this Victor, 2-9. But he was I don't blame him for that, really. He was the primary target. They kept running him down, and they couldn't stop him. They could not stop K. Crunchy when he had a DPS paired with him, whether it was Willow, whether it was Maeve. They still had someone cleaning up on his hooks. And when you watch gameplay like that, that's why you don't run Pluck. You don't run Pluck because you don't need it. He didn't need it. Every single one of his hooks ended up in a kill because he actually had someone following up on what he was doing.
Yeah, indeed. Of course, it's like an assist. It's a utility spell, okay, we say. You just go in, you take the hook, the team will do the rest. And, of course, as soon as you have Ancient Rage, you go in, you start fighting people, you start blocking them. And, yeah, of course, the situation was already set up for them. Mm-hmm. The game was basically gone as soon as they had to spend all those resources in defense. But then again, you saw that perfect execution. Willow up in the air, just blasting down over and over and over onto the other side. You had Makoa basically taking the entire space by himself and, putting down Fernando, Androxus, and the others. It was just a clean execution. Nothing else to say. There was no counterplay because they played so good.
Yeah, agreed. There really isn't much you can do to respond to it, but Interstellar, they're fishing for something to do on the next map, which is going to be Bright Marsh as we head into picks and bans for game number 3. Interesting to see them just go to another flat map, though, right? Like, how they just say, all right, well, we'll just keep it the same. Maybe we can recover in a different way, and all right.
And there you go.
There's the respect ban. That's one way to do it. If you can't deal with it, just get rid of it.
But then again, it's like, okay, you want to ban Makoa, but then enables so many picks onto the other side. Of course, you still have Corvus, you still have Victor, you still have Willow and Eevee that were the two, that did the most damage in these 2 rounds. It's, incredible, but you don't want to leave him an Androxus or something like that. You don't want to give him the opportunity to actually snipe down. And Androxus, of course, is going to be in the next ban. But we saw time and time again, Eevee in this map, we saw time and time again, you cannot ban Makoa because then you have Inara, you have Rom, you have so many good champs, actually meta viable that you can pick. And Ruckus is actually alive and kicking right now.
Interesting. Yeah, we usually don't see it get by, and ClownFiesta is one of the teams that was banning it, so wouldn't be shocked to see that going very quickly for them. And of course,
there you go.
It'll go. I feel like every time I see it go through, it doesn't make me like so excited. It's not crazy. It's not like, oh my god, this Ruckus is carrying this game when I see it. I feel like usually teams can deal with it, and I think the impetus is now on Interstellar to actually find something that can kill this Ruckus when he tries to go in.
Indeed. I mean, the basic gist of it that you need to shut him down before he gets a kill. That's the basic mechanic. That's the basic strat as soon as he gets onto the back line. But is it though? Like, is that easy? Because he still has shields. You still have, a support coming on to behind. You still have Meave that is going to jump with him. So at this point, you don't have a flanker. You have a flanker tank. It's going to be extremely hard to deal with him. Grover is going to be, your pick of choice right there with the deep roots. That's okay. Torward, you want to go with the bubble. That's okay too. Inara. It's a pretty strong composition as an anchor to go and get and stay on point. Yeah. But we still have Mulzamba and Will onto the other side.
I really like the answer with the Grover Torvald into the Ruckus diving in, right? Because Ruckus chooses a target like, this is who I'm killing. They got bubbled. Yeah. All right. What am I doing now? And also the Nullify to stop him from popping that emitter, from using those dashes, the different ways to kind of slow him down. And I mean, Vivian got by here. Imagine just pocketing a Vivian with your Torvald. I feel like that would be just an insane pairing, but they're going to go with Victor again into a dive comp when it just fed for 10 minutes straight last game. But
Time for cardio.
They're the PPC players. They're the PPC players, Merlo, not me. They think Victor will be the thing that will function here into whatever they pick up on the other side, and hopefully they get something that might pair at least decently with this Torvald, and they do. They get the Bomb King, and the aggression can potentially make up for it if they find someone weak to the pressure.
I guess I actually appreciate very much the fact that they chose Bomb King. Once again, you still have another tool to basically deal with Ruckus, because you have a Poppy Bomb. If Ruckus goes in, you can, basically knock him back out. Or if you can place an Angry Bomb and you can basically stun him inside your area, inside your backline and actually get a kill. And Terminus, of course, coming onto the other side. But Victor, again, I cannot blame them because it's a Willow, it's a Meave. You want to get that hit scan, when they're airborne, and Victor does that. So it all comes down to the final round, probably. I don't know. It's still a match point right here. So
I feel like ClownFiesta's comp can execute really hardcore. I feel like they can just potentially get super aggro with Maeve, Willow, Ruckus and just run them down and not really give them a chance to answer on the other side. But Interstellar, if they play tight enough and focus the Willow when she tries to engage, I think they can swing things around, and we'll head into game and take a look at exactly how they plan to maybe do that. With Ferocity, interestingly enough, being hovered. I'm not sure if it's going to stay locked in, but that would be an interesting way to soften people up for the BK to follow up on.
Okay, radial subjects for Bomba. That seems pretty standard, from both sides. And yeah, once again, it all comes down to mechanic skill, the fact that how they're going to deal with the Ruckus. We always saw him banned. We never saw him picked. We never saw him game. We know what he's capable of, but we need to see what's going to be the reaction, if they have enough tools to deal with him, actually.
Yeah.
Is the bubble going to be enough? I don't know. We'll see, actually.
This ending, I'll actually watch the Torvald to see if he's even in the way of wherever they try to dive from. But look at that early positioning they have. Cruncy already surrounding them entirely from the right side, so they don't necessarily know. The first bubble comes out. If they move before the next one's up, maybe they can go, but they're playing it slow, and they're playing off of the point control they've managed to get.
Indeed, right now, Tournament House is going to have a very bad time, and it's going to be the first of blood, of course. They're going to go in. Let's see what's going to happen. Ruckus right there actually getting a little bit flanked by this Victor, and he's going to die right there. Barcode right now taking a kill. That's going to be pretty huge for them, and that's the second one, and actually they push it down. They got the point. They just need to shut them down and, play like that for the next 4 rounds.
And look at this right now. Snaze is just running into them, killing Nino, but Nino actually trades 2 of them out. I think they're going to have to throw Accenture to the point, but no, actually, wait. Cruncy touches it instead, and they're going to get overwhelmed.
Right there, of course, Ruckus takes another.
He's fighting them right now in the core of them, swinging into their entire team as Enviel gets stunned as well, falling back. The stop banning BK sent reeling. The cap time they managed to get here at the very start has been...
Kill, he can actually go for the Torvald if he wants to. Bro, huge. Of course.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. Sorry, Merlo. You froze for a minute, so I took over when I could. As we
I was a little bit confused, but
I didn't just. I promise, I wasn't just talking over you to talk over you. But they can't get back to this objective right now. ClownFiesta managed to get the first point, even after a great start by Interstellar.
Indeed, and right now, as we saw before, ClownFiesta actually taking the point. It's unexpected for sure, but they got those kills and they got the pressure right there. The fight is still going. They're gonna die one after the other, but still, actually a reset right there. That's okay. That's okay. No, taking some credits, but still.
That looked really funny. I mean, just the fact that the root and then him just slowly descending into the river, like, all right, guys, see you later. But aggressive attempt, and it's falling apart.
Yeah, right now you see the fear, you see the Ruckus coming in, actually Bomb King right now trying to do a little bit of damage against that Ruckus, just popping off the ultimate. The kills are coming back and forth, back and forth. They're gonna go deep at it, and right now there's gonna be a chase from Meve. She's actually checking around the corners if there's anyone. It's a clear shot, she knows that, she's gonna go in, but the chase is gonna end right there. Still, that kill would have been, pretty good for pressure, but they're gonna try to set this straight.
Better to play it safe, I think, with the respawners that are going to be there coming back from the spawn. Look at this death ball they have right now, but they're kind of walking through the dead zone. Barco just not leaving the dead zone. It's his new home. He just stands there, and the Grover can't save him.
Indeed, right now, Ruckus, remember, he has verticality, so as soon as he takes those kills, he can basically sit inside spawn and just shoot them down over and over and over. Yeah, we see some big Ruckus energy right now coming through, and yeah, that's gonna be the last straw. 55 seconds to go. Huge amount of time to set up a nice, adjusted push, and you still have tournaments with the ultimate. That's another kill from Nino, and that's a push right there.
Yeah, they just run it down and manage to get it all the way sent through. In the Ruckus, I think a big enabler of that. I normally say that I don't know how much the Ruckus is doing, but here I think it's pretty apparent. Cruncy being able to dive onto people, also teaming up with the Willow and the Maeve. Willow, not someone you'd necessarily put in the camp of being a super aggressive character. I mean, she can do it with that damage reduction stacking. We know what Willow can get away with, but normally you don't see her playing as a dive when her ultimate's not up. But Nino just going in with them, being the one to put those seedlings down and splash around corners, actually chasing when we see the blast flower stacks stacking up higher and higher. Once you're at max damage, why not go in? You're doing so much, and you're going to make things so much easier for your tank and your flanker.
Yeah, indeed. Nino has been crazy today. Right now is a real MVP, and let's see, what else he can give to us, because right now those plays are pretty solid, but also, kind of crazy. He just goes in, regardless of the damage that he does, or regardless the damage he takes, and he's just taking kills. Terminus and the others are going to fall soon after. They're basically collapsing onto the enemy team, taking again another kill right there. No heal for you, because of course you got Nino onto you. And yeah, that's going to be another point for them.
Oh, absolutely sad zoned there when they used the whirlwind inside of the dead zone. That's the worst case scenario, not an ounce of healing. And the fear in the way too, so nobody can make it an end of Faithflight. ClownFiesta just have all the answers.
Indeed, and just popping them off left and right right now. Yeah, they're gonna just go in with the ultimate coming up from Ruckus. Terminus joining the fight onto the other side. Alex just doing a double kill straight out the bat, triple kill right there. The card is gonna move, the payload is gonna run basically and roll pretty nicely right there. 2 minutes, and I don't think they can make it. Like, they're getting stomped out pretty easily.
Yeah, they just have to find a way to deal with this Willow because their comp kind of has to deathball, but they can't really do it when there's a Willow on the other side. I mean, we've already seen it fall apart when the dead zone comes in, when the ceilings come in. It's just too much damage for them to really get through, but here they come, deathball forward again, but they baited out the cooldowns, and that might be how they engage with this King Bomb.
Yeah, watch out, because King Bomb is coming right now. A kill can be made, but the shield comes up for Ruckus, and actually he takes the kill right there. That's going to be a huge reversal. And remember, we still have Midnight coming off. So right now, Victor takes a kill, so I guess Midnight is not coming anytime soon, but they still have tons of resources to use, and they still have a Terminus. So that means Terminus, you know, you have an ultimate, that's 2 tanks in 1. He's going to die, you know, he's going to stay onto that payload, and nobody's going to kick him out.
Yeah, for sure, as he gets sent away just waiting for the respawns, don't want to die for effectively no reason. This Torval Pocket's functioning, but he just can't hit a single bomb on Ninu. Ninu connects everything.
Neither right now, they're just gonna go in all force. They see a Victor, he's gonna be isolated, and that's another kill that comes in for Ninu. Just going in, this playing basically his Willow as a flanker.
Yeah, just setting him right into Envial. No one else is willing to be there, and I think they maybe needed this kill if they wanted to convert it right here and now, but ClownFiesta, I love this just discipline of knowing that, hey, we could push and maybe we could just outskill them, but we're going to wait for everybody because we're going to be the better team while doing it here. They have a full team to go in. Maybe someone caught out here as Crunchy isolates the Grover.
Indeed, and right now Grover popping off that ultimate onto the other side. We see the Fear not as successful as much as the other time, but Ruckus right there finding those kills easily. Last time through, Inara's going to be the last one, and she's going to fall pretty easily. Victor cannot do anything, basically, and that's going to be a pretty straight victory for ClownFiesta.
Yeah, we weren't watching their POV near the very end, but just having the Siphon right on top of Alex, who had about 200 HP left, and Nara just desperately trying to find a single just unable to, as my stream deck presses all the buttons and mutes me, unfortunately, to the stream, but they couldn't slip the last bit of damage through that here. We'll look at the stats and see how little damage was able to get through. Xentra and Crunchy soaked up quite a bit of it, but, I mean, Envial on the other side took even more.
Indeed, right now we saw the execution, and I don't even know if there was another way to play it. Actually, I don't think there's a single strategy, because right there they just got snowballed hard. There's no way. And then again, you want to ban Makoa, that's fine, that's okay. We have Ruckus. They banned Ruckus. That was the nice move. That was the right thing to do, because Ruckus gives so much potential, you know, than a Makoa. Makoa doesn't have that kind of damage. Ruckus has. And we can see right now from stats that Ninu and Ruckus basically going onto that enemy backline, getting those kills. Alex, of course, as a cleanup crew, and the others, basically, Bolka never died inside that game. So, yeah, pretty telling on what happened.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the dive, I think maybe what could have changed by Interstellar, because they had a great deathball composition, but they just got destroyed by the Willow last game. Maybe you just ban the Willow too. I mean, I feel like you ban maybe Makoa if you really need to. You ban that Willow, and yeah, they'll get the Ruckus dive, but at the very least, you can actually play your comp the way that it's meant to be played, right? You can do the death ball in response. You can actually sit there and protect your team instead of saying, all right, guys, group up. Oh, no, none of us have heals. Oh, God, we all take 2,000 damage. You knew that was how you were going to respond to it when you picked that Grover and Torvald immediately. They just weren't, feels like they weren't thinking far ahead enough.
Maybe they felt comfortable with Grover, of course, because they played him consistently. So at that point, it's just a comfort pick, you know, as the victor. But at the end of the day, I don't think there's a way to respond, because, of course, we're losing from Makoa. Okay, ban Makoa. Oh, we're having problem with Ruckus. Okay, ban Ruckus. Oh, there's a Willow. Willow is incredible. She does tons of damage. It's out of control. Okay, ban Willow, and that's just free bans right there. Okay, no, right now Eevee is gonna shred us.
Maybe next year. Maybe next year for the 3 bans.
Yeah, so as soon as you have to choose the lesser evil. What do you want to play against? And I think right now they got a little bit too scared against that Makoa right there. A little bit too scared because you can counter him. You can play around him and against him. But you cannot play against the Willow if she just pops the dead zone and you're there, as a dumb tree, not trying doing 0 heals.
Especially especially since they banned the Andrew, right? The Andrew could have been their biggest answer to it, but they kind of ended up messing themselves up here. But thank you guys for hanging out for Europe. We're going to go to a quick little 5-minute break. On the other side of that, we're going to have Brazil in control versus Tempest team. We'll be right back.